guys, SuperBike46 here, welcome yourselves back to Ride 2. Today is the day of the Superbike League on Ride 2 on the Xbox One. We had the Supersport already, and now it is time for the Superbike League. Just like the Supersport, it is at the Nurburgring GP circuit, and obviously no qualifying or anything because there isn't any. But let's go over and start this race off. I'm using, well, many of us are using the Yamaha R1. Matt's using the R1M. There's a 2 or 3 Aprilias, and our Moorland is using a Kawasaki. But we've got a pretty decent start. Second gun into the first corner, went in a little bit wide, and then along came Matt and fell off beside me. But didn't really affect me too much. Back down to 5th, and then Jack made an optimistic move on our Moorland and kind of crash under him and force Moorland off track. I don't think Moorland actually crashed. I think he just went off track as Jack was stuck underneath his bike. But so at the moment we're in 3rd place on our Yamaha, and of course if you haven't watched a Supersport race, I won't give anything away, but I would advise go and watching that as well. So at the moment we're in 3rd place, and the leaders not too far ahead at the moment. We've got a little gap behind us, a little bit wobbly on the brakes there. Went in a bit too hot and too much front brake and made it move about a lot. But now these two are side by side going into the flip flop. Danny and Demons. One goes over the curb and unfortunately has a massive high side. Demons actually slowed down because he thought it was his fault, so he was going to let him back pass, but obviously I was there, and Danny had unfortunately had a massive high side. But so yeah, me and the leader real close at the moment. We've got a bit of a gap to 3rd and 4th at the moment, who is Brandy Scales in 3rd. Into the chicane we go. This is just the end of the first lap, and already feeling pretty good on the bike. I haven't done anywhere near as much preparation for the Superbike as I did for the Supersport, mainly because obviously the Supersport race was first, so I just concentrated on Supersport, and then literally just maybe 2 hours tops practicing for Superbike. But going around here, somehow I managed to get underneath Demons, just move them out of the way slightly, and we're into the lead. And now I've got to see if I can pull away. So I was feeling really good on the bike, which is kind of weird because before the race I had about 20 minutes of practicing and I kept crashing quite a bit, so I wasn't that confident going into the race. But during the race I was feeling really good. I had my setup on and it was yeah, it was feeling really good. Setup was working well, bike was feeling good, and I know I've said the bike was feeling good about 20 million times already, but the bike was feeling good. Still got Demons right behind us. 3rd place is closing in a little bit. Almost pulled a massive wheelie, had to get off the throttle a little bit just to calm the front end down. 3 the flip flop. So still got Demons right behind us at the moment. Still trying to get up to speed. Of course there's no tyre wear in the game, so we ain't got to worry about that either. And I did decide to race with no traction control and no anti-wheelie at all, which when I started the race I thought that was maybe a bit of a silly idea, but at the moment during the race it wasn't such a bad idea. I mean, we were leading at this point and feeling good. I kind of just controlling the wheelie on the throttle and just being gentle coming out of corners, trying to keep decent corner speed up. And we've actually pulled out a little bit over Demons in 2nd. Got a little bit of a gap. I was making sure I was braking well in time for the first corner. Not spinning up the rear too much, not sliding too much, keeping the wheels in line. Try not to wheelie too much as well. Had a bit of a spin coming out of that corner. Bike trying to wheelie, but keeping the front down. So we had a 1.7 second lead at this point. So it was all going well. We were pulling away at a nice pace. Pulling away at a very nice pace. And Demons had a pretty decent gap behind him. An even bigger gap behind him than what it was to me. It looks like third and fourth are closing in a little bit. So we go through the flip-flop again. We're going quicker still. But that gap is pretty much the same as what it was. Now just starting to wind it up a little bit as I started to get into my rhythm. I've actually found that getting into a rhythm on Ride 2 is a lot easier to do than in Valentino Rossi the game. Especially on that Pramac Ducati, I used to struggle getting into a rhythm on that, but through this race I found my rhythm and kept it nice and consistent. So that is the end of lap number 3 already. Going quick, even though we're at the front. And usually when you're at the front it does tend to drag. And it is quite a long lap around here as well. So just trying to keep it together, keep concentrated. And that's one thing I kind of struggled with on Valentino Rossi the game, is after 5 laps my concentration just used to be like, I'm going to start thinking about other things during the race, and yeah, end up making lots of mistakes. But I mean, we're not quite at 5 laps yet. Still basically on par with our quick time at the moment. You've got 2.1 second lead, so that gap is going up again. Bike's behaving itself. I was behaving myself. Not doing anything stupid. Thing is, I was pushing, but I wasn't pushing 100% just because I knew that obviously if I did start pushing and going stupid, I would end up making a couple of mistakes every now and again. At 2.5 seconds at the moment, so the gap is going in the right direction. And I'm just trying to keep it nice and consistent, nice and flowing. Keep my pace as it is. Through the right hander. See, we're basically on par with our quickest time at the moment as well. It's over 3 seconds now, the gap, so we're definitely pulling away. Now at the final corner, as we come round to start the 5th lap. Over the line. So we're basically just over a 1/10 off our quickest time, so trying to keep it nice and consistent. I know I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again anyway, but the bike was feeling good. Unfortunately, I need to point out as well that Dylan unfortunately had an issue. He had the menu glitch where the game just got stuck on the menu and he couldn't actually start the race. So unfortunately he didn't get to start the race because his game froze, and he obviously had to back out of it. And by that point obviously the race had started, so unfortunately for Dylan he didn't get to do the race, but hopefully he won't have that problem in the next race. I think Biker had a similar issue in SuperSport race. Through we go. Just a 1/10 off our quickest time at the moment. Over 3.5 second lead. We're on lap number 5 as well. So we're pretty much halfway through the race. I was a bit worried about setup as well, because I concentrated on a setup for Super Sport. I didn't actually have much time to do a setup for the Superbike, but the one that I did manage to get seemed to work really well with the Yamaha. So that really helped throughout the race. So that is the end of lap number 5. Alright, skipping forward to lap number 7, or the end of lap number 7. Not much happened in lap 6 or 7, so we're starting lap number 8 now. And we've got a pretty decent lead now. Pretty damn big lead. But Demons were being caught by our Moorland, who moved up to 3rd and was closing down Demons quite rapidly. See what my lead is at the first split when it comes up. I think it was just over 7 seconds. Still keeping a nice consistent time as well. Yep, 7.4 seconds my lead was at this time. Demon's still in second at the moment, but like I said, our Moorland was quickly approaching. We've not got many laps left after this. Just 2 to go after this lap. So as long as I could keep it nice and consistent, and keep it going. So the gap was still going up. It was still over 7 seconds anyway. As long as I could keep it over 7 seconds. I mean, I would have had to have a few issues going on for them to catch me at this point. So we're coming round to finish lap number 8. And then we'll be starting the penultimate lap. Now we're going to follow Demons. We're on lap number 9. Our Moorland has just gone past him as well. So he'd moved down to 3rd place. Our Moorland up to 2nd place. Demons trying to stay with our Moorland. And obviously get his 2nd place back. But the Curbs had other ideas. He made a bit of a whoopsie going into this corner. Cut it a bit too tight. Had a big wobble. Went off track. But luckily did not crash. And now we'll follow our Moorland for the rest of the lap on Kawasaki ZX-10R. I believe this is the 2014 ZX-10R. So we'll follow him for the rest of this lap and then switch back to me for the final lap. Coming out of there. Anti-wheelie kicking in there. See the bike bobbing up and down. That's the anti-wheelie kicking in. Gap was still over 7 seconds up to me. The thing is, because there's so many Yamahas in this group, you can definitely hear when our Moorland is about. So 7.7 seconds up to me. You can hear that Kawasaki screaming. And round here, and we'll start the final lap and switch back over to me. So here we go, final lap time. And I had started slowing down just a little bit, because obviously right at the end of the race now, don't want to trip at the last hurdle. So I slowed my pace down the last lap. Not a huge amount, just a little bit. And of course I was going to do the same on the final lap as well, just to make sure that I see the checkered flag. Because there's nothing worse than yeah, completely fucking it up on the last lap. There's still 7.5 seconds at the moment, the gap. So I just had to carry on about my business as I had done for the whole race. Through the flip-flop for the final time. And then we just got the final sector to go. So 7.7 seconds, so gone up a little bit again. Not many corners left to go now. Quick right-hander coming up. And then we've got to get ready for the chicane. Obviously don't want to be going stupid into there. Don't want to be crashing here. And through we go. Gap still 7.7. Pulling a little wheelie. Final corner. Definitely don't want to be crashing here. And definitely don't want to be pulling a massive wheelie and crashing out of the final corner. So I saved my my little celebration till we're near the line. And there we go. Superbikes. A win for me. That was a good race. It was a very consistent race from me. Our Moorland came home in second place, with Demons in third. Matt was catching Demons. He was just over a second behind. He was on the Yamaha R1M. Brandy Scales came home in fifth, the first of the Aprilias. And we just got to wait a little bit for the rest of the field to finish. Hopefully we'll be very soon. There we go. Jack finished in sixth on another Yamaha. Danny D was seventh on another Aprilia. Batman's mate was eighth on another Aprilia. And unfortunately Dylan did not start the race because he had that annoying glitch. So yeah, overall pretty good race. It was pretty clean as well. So this is the championship. Obviously is how we finished the race. So we don't really need to go through it too much, but obviously that's the points and how they are at the moment. The next round, of course, just like the Supersport, is going to be at Monza, and that will be next Tuesday, which will be the 24th of January. I am gonna. I did say in my Supersport league race video that I was going to kind of revamp the penalty point system, and I will be doing that. I spoke to a few of them last night, and they thought it was a good idea. So from now on, penalty points will be in effect, and for every offence that someone does, maybe just like taking someone out, doing a stupid overtake or something, they will get 1 penalty point per offence, and they will be tallied up throughout the rest of the season. And at the end of the season, however many penalty points you have, or for every 1 penalty point you have, you will get 5 points taken off of your championship point total. So if you end the season with 1 penalty point, then you'll just have 5 points taken off your championship points. Obviously, if you end up with 10 penalty points, you'll have a whole 50 points taken off you. So yeah, that's my plan for the penalty points. Obviously, like I said, I couldn't do what we did in Valentino Rossi the game with the qualifying starting at the back of the grid, just because we don't have that. But that's the plan for the next few rounds. Monza's going to be very interesting. That first chicane is going to be horrendous. But I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. Anyway, guys, that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more content. I shall see you guys in the next video. See you.